finally. So, we're back on the Legacy GTT. So, I flew back out to Utah. Took 2 days off of work. Flew out Wednesday night. I'm going back Sunday night. Mostly helping my brother move out of the house because most of the stuff in the garage, well, not most, but a lot of the stuff in the garage is mine. So, helping move out. Figured it'd be a good opportunity to come out and fix the car so that we can move it to the new house. So, here it is, kind of how it sits after winter. Dirty and things and a little rusty in places, but I had the battery charger on it, the maintainer, all day yesterday, and so starts right up. It's working good. On our last shoot, I went up a mountain and my exhaust was hanging kind of low, hit a rock on the mountain, and it pulled out the exhaust from the cat there. So it's extra loud right now, but that's also when I blew the diff. Foreshadowing. For any of you who haven't seen or watched the Turbo series, here's my Turbo Legacy. My turbo kit that I did, I built in the driveway here over a couple of weeks last fall, and I had it running and driving for basically a good portion of it at least, because this was my only daily for the last half of fall and the beginning of winter. So, just a real quick breakdown on the turbo kit. TD04 from an 03 WRX, my own custom inlet, stock MAF sensor, no tune, no piggyback, nothing. It's just running on the stock tune with the stock MAF regulating fuel control. The only upgrade that I've done to the fueling system is put in a Walbro 255 fuel pump, but besides that, it's stock. So, TD04 custom dump pipe, external wastegate set at 4 psi, RFL blow-off valve, custom charge pipe, no intercooler, WRX headers to my custom down pipe, up pipe, extended up pipe, you can see down in there with the external wastegate welded onto it, and then a big long custom down pipe. Back out, I'm running a stock 08 or 2010 WRX resonator. It's monster, and then out to these two hater pipes. No muffler, just the resonator. 16-inch tires in the back, and then saw blades, Corvette saw blades in the front that are 17s. I did the paint job. The interior is pretty much ripped apart right now, and it has been basically since I got the car. The interior was pretty destroyed, and so I tore it apart and cleaned all of it. And then I had some other stuff I wanted to do to the interior, so I never put it back together. And then I went on to do the manual swap and the turbo and some other things, and I never finished it. Some cool Bondo art here. For now, I'm just running narrowband AFR gauge and this kind of ghetto boost gauge. Manual swapped successfully, and yeah, I didn't even have time to finish the wiring, obviously. but it runs and it drives and it rips hard. So my last time driving it, I blew up the diff. So now I can put it here. I'll do this. Clutch is in, shift to first, let out the clutch. Nothing happens. Shift to second, third, maybe. Fourth. Where the heck is it going on? Just having a hard time. Anyway, that's kind of what's going on right now. My plan is to swap the diff. I have a new diff ready for it, but it's not the diff. It could be the diff still, potentially, but it's not just the diff. So yeah, I didn't blow my diff. I blew this axle out. So yeah, so I went and got a new axle. Unfortunately, I wish it was just the diff, because I would rather replace the diff than replace the axle at this point, because I hate replacing CV axles. But whatever. One more thing. I am running a 22mm Cusco rear sway bar off a WRX with 2002 Audi A4, no, 2004 Audi A4 front end links as my rear end links. They're aluminum. They don't have polyurethane bushings, but they fit just fine for upgraded rear sway bar end links on a Subaru. So there's that too. This does look toasty, so I'm gonna open up the top and see if I need to add some more juice to it. Anyway, that's where we're at. So, not as big of a rescue as I thought, but it's still going to be a good rescue, because then I'll have the car back. I don't plan on trashing this car. It's just going to be a daily for right now. When it's raining, sure, it can kind of slip around, but at this point, I don't plan on doing anything to it. I have more plans in the future to make this bulletproof, but for now I just want it to be a daily driver that's fun. So no burnouts at the end of this video, sorry. Anyway, so that's what we're doing. Just doing an axle. Center caps suck. Mostly just the carpet. As far as struts and springs go, I'm running, I think these are, I don't even remember. I think, I've never known actually. These are 2.5 inch dropped teen springs. And then I'm running Forester struts. So it only sets it about an inch lower than stock. Not even that. I think it's only a 1/2 inch lower. Goofy combo for a Legacy that's lowered, but it makes it so it's not too low. It's extremely usable still. And the big thing, it was cheap. I got the teen springs for 80 bucks, I think. And then new Sense and Struts you can get, I think I got all 4 for 120 bucks. So cheap setup for brand new everything. And then I'm just running 2-inch spacers on the rear with stock Legacy rims. Anyway, I had my saw blades on the back, but then when I converted it to rear-wheel drive, I didn't want to burn up those brand new tires, and so I threw on some different ones. And it accentuates the fact that it's rear-wheel drive that I'm running 2 different tires and 2 completely different rims. Anyway, mostly it's just cheap because I have like 3 sets of tires that fit, that are brand new. So might as well burn those up instead of burning up my matching set of saw blades if I ever want to put them on an all-wheel drive car again. Yeah, I don't think it's supposed to do that. Ammo. That's how it goes. Alright, here's the new one. It's just AutoZone, cheapo kind of garbage, but at this point I don't really care. I don't have time to go to the junkyard and pull an OE one like this. And so, making it work. It's got a nice layer of oil all over it, and then I went ahead and greased. I don't think you really need to grease that, but I greased the crap out of this because I don't want it getting stuck in the knuckle, because that's the worst thing that can happen, and that's, unfortunately, that's what happens. That's what's happened on the other side. And so I'm really happy that it didn't do that to me. Okay, so it worked before because the axle was busted. So the way you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to pull this bolt, but this bolt doesn't ever like to come out because it just rusts into the knuckle. So you kind of get screwed. There we go. That was an easier pop. There we go. There it's in all the way. Oh, ouch, we're so close. Okay, I don't know if that's possible. Just because of the geometry there.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
get it off. This is a miracle. I've never had one of these come out. Almost ever. I don't think. Still, though, it's not really coming out. Okay. I didn't want to pull this one all the way out because then it would be sitting dangling. It's coming. It's still dangling. Okay, well, let's let it dangle right there. Okay, right there. Okay. Whoa. Now it's hanging out. Clear all that stuff out. Make it ready for new grease. But one trick I've learned, when you can get this bolt out, it's usually rusty. If it's got either hardcore rust and you can't get it out of the knuckle, or it's slightly rusty and it's hard to get out of the knuckle. So what I do is I sand it down and break up all of those imperfections on the surface so it'll slide right in and out easily. Because it's basically the worst bolt on a Subaru. And as much as I really do like the McPherson rear strut setup, this is its Achilles heel. It just makes the whole system suck because they always fuse into either the bushings or the knuckle. Usually it's the bushings on these rear lateral links. So sand it down. I'm gonna use 100 grit. I'm gonna get it as smooth as I can and then coat the crap out of it with anti-seize or grease. That's the only way you can save yourself. Okay, so here it is sanded down, and I went ahead and just took it inside and washed it off with soap and water to get all of the lube and everything I was using off. You can see how much pitting there is on it. It used to be brand new, it was smooth and perfect. Now there's tons of pitting, and that's just kind of what happens with them. That's why they suck so bad. So this is getting greased. As thoroughly as possible. I do plan on taking the CV axle out again in the future, and if I blow it or whatever, I want this to be able to come off easily. So, lube the crap out of it. You'll be happier for it. Sweet. Whew. So we got that trailing arm, or lateral, I guess. Yeah, so this is the trailing arm. I got the lateral link bolt back in. I need to tighten it up, but the strut is in the way. So yeah, that's good. Getting there. Alright, so now it's just the strut that needs to go back in. Don't worry about these. My ABS is no longer even in the... Yeah, there's no ABS on this car, so the ABS sensor doesn't matter. I just need to zip tie my brake line back on and brake clean the crap out of this rear rotor. I don't know if I have any brake clean. There we go. Okay, before I drop it down, I do want to make sure that the diff is still good. I'm assuming it is, but I'm gonna go ahead and start it up and see what we get. Alright, I would call that an initial success. So some of you might be wondering why I didn't jack the car up and even take a look at it back in December when I blew it. Now, on the way home of being towed, I was thinking like, oh, I could find a new diff or even go to the junkyard tomorrow and do all of this and get it back on the road. But that was going to be the last day I was here in town. And so I didn't want to spend all day fixing this. Now obviously if I would have taken a look at it, it wouldn't have taken all day. But it was really cold, and mostly I just wanted to spend my last day in town with my brother and not doing... Well, I still did some car stuff, but not focusing on this. I had other things I needed to take care of with the move and everything. So that's why I didn't even take a look at this a few months ago. Yeah, it's really that simple. My exhaust is really freaking loud and it's kind of annoying, so I might tack that, but I don't know how much time I want to spend on it. And the welder sucks out here, so I don't really want to take off the downpipe. Basically what I'm saying is I'm not going to do this right to fix the exhaust, but whatever. Whoa. That was interesting. I had my foot on the clutch. Oh yeah. What about? make it. Oh, made it. Okay, let me put my seatbelt on. Some water came out of there. Gotta burn the gunk out, you know? We're doing it! Let's go ahead and turn here, huh? Oh yeah. This is why I don't trust my boost gauge. Because I'm pretty sure it's just going to 4, but it's saying it's going to like 12. Maybe it's going to like 12 and I'm just hitting mad boost. I don't know. I don't really care. It's fun. Oh yeah. Okay. I got some smokies going on. Let's find out what it is. I think it's just burning off water. Fine with me. Well, I guess that's the rescue. Now on to more fun activities. Keep it dirt cheap.